If I then move on to SO5, which is about the diversification of our income streams, maintaining financial sustainability and good governance, our turnover in the past financial year was 3.54 billion rands, which represents a 12% growth compared to the previous financial year and exceeded our target for the year by 422 million rands. We had a margin of 40.62 million rands in the previous financial year, growth of about 11% compared to 2023-24, and a growth of just about 160% compared to the target that we had set for ourselves in the previous year. In terms of the spread of our income between public, private, and international, 64% of our income came from the public sector, 7% was from the private sector, slightly below our target of 8%, and 10% was from the international sector. Our BBBEE rating remained 1 for the previous financial year, and we had a recordable incident rate of 0.12, which is less than our target of 0.4. We're also very proud that in the previous financial year, once more, the CSIR achieved a clean audit from the Auditor General. Just to say a few words about our performance in terms of SO5, the CSIR remains financially sustainable in terms of top line, but also with regards to our bottom line. As I mentioned, our operating income increased by 11% compared to the previous financial year and exceeded our target by 14%. Our net profit was 40.62 million rands, an increase of 11% compared to the previous financial year and 160% above our target. Our public sector income increased by 112 million rands compared to the prior year. This was mainly due to income that we received for large-scale infrastructure investment, as I indicated earlier, in terms of our investment in property, plant, and equipment. What is pleasing, though, is that even though we did not achieve our target in terms of the percentage of income from private as well as the international sectors, these two income streams continue to grow compared to the previous year. Our private sector grew by 9%, and our international sector income grew by 14%. Our balance sheet remains very strong. Our current ratio sits at 1.4% compared to 1.37% in the previous financial year. And we continue to ensure that we invest the cash reserves that we have within the organization in instruments that give us very positive yields. There are challenges, of course, that we are facing that contribute towards the risk that we see in terms of the long-term financial sustainability of the organization. One of these is the challenge with regards to contracting, particularly with the public sector. The second one is around skills that we require to execute the various programs that we execute within the CSIR, that the skills that we need within the CSIR are in very short supply within South Africa. So we have to continuously invest in terms of human capital development. But also, the ones we develop people within the organization, there's a risk that we will lose them to either academia or private sector. There are also adverse geopolitical and macroeconomic conditions that have an impact on the business of the CSIR. The reduction in parliamentary grant investment in the CSIR by 10%, as I indicated earlier, is also a significant risk for us in terms of our ability to continue to invest in capability development within the organization. And of course, to also keep up with the increasing cost of doing business that we've been experiencing over the past while. In summary then, I think it's very fair for us to say that in the 6th year of the implementation of our strategy, the CSIR is very well placed to continue to deliver on the strategy that we set for ourselves 6 years ago of making a direct and meaningful contribution to improving performance, the sustainability of South African industry, but also to contribute towards the creation of a capable state. Our localized technologies grew by 11% in the previous year. The projects that we undertake with industry grew by 17%. The projects that we undertake to support government and state-owned entities grew by 22%, which are clear reflections or indications of the relevance of the CSIR to government, industry, as well as society. Collaboration with public sector entities in particular reached its highest level since 2019, showing a significant growth of 22%, as I've already indicated. Our continued investment in human capital development is an imperative for us. In the previous year, we invested over 11 million rands to human capital development initiatives of various forms within the organization. We continue to drive transformation, particularly of our set base. And in the previous year, if you look at our set base, 73% of the set base is black and 43% is female. Also, a number of our scientists received international and national recognition for the excellence that they've demonstrated. We continue to place significant focus on the commercialization of the intellectual property coming out of the CSIR through license agreements that we've signed with various partners, and of course, to strengthen and to further grow the work that we are doing in our commercialization enterprise. And early indications are that there are very, very positive developments in this area to support us. We maintained our level 1 BBBEE. We achieved a clean audit outcome. Our share performance in the previous year with a recordable incident rate of 0.12, which is below our target of less than 0.4. And I think the outcome of the clean audit outcome of the CSIR is a very clear indication of the fact that we have really entrenched practices of good governance within the organization and commit ourselves to transformation as well as zero harm of the colleagues and the service providers that come into contact with the CSIR.